On 2C, there was a lot of questions on how to do things, so let's talk about it. Okay, the first one was if there's a bucket of 15 white marbles and another bucket or jar or whatever of 15 black marbles. And if you move 3 black marbles over, then there would be 18 marbles, of which 15 are white and 3 are black. And then you move any 3 back. So then this would go back to 15 marbles. Now, over here, there would either be, if you move the 3 black back, it would be 15 white and no black. If you happen to move in the 1 black, it'd be 14 white and 1 black. If you happen to move 2 blacks, it would be 13 white and 2 blacks. Or if you moved 3 black back, it would be 12 white and 3 black. And over here, because there were always 15 and 15, if there's 15 white and no black, there'd be 15 black and no white. Since there's 15 and 15, if there's 14 white, then there would be 14 black and 1 white. If it's 13 black or white, then it'd be 13 black, 2 black, and 2 white, because there's always 15 of each. And so this would be 12 black and 3 white. So the ratio of white to black and black to white would be the same ratio all the way through, because you only have 15 and 15 always. Okay? Okay, 19, average speed. We talked about that in class. And it had several questions with that. Let's see. Let me look at it, make sure I get the right questions for each of the parts here. On 19, on 2C. So I'm going to get to 2C in my book. Number 19. Where is it? Okay. How long did you spend running to your friend's house? 2 miles at 4 miles per hour. You would have gone 4 miles in an hour, so only half an hour. 30 minutes or 1/2 hour. How long did you spend walking home? 2 miles at 2 miles an hour is 60 minutes or 1 hour. Is it true that the average speed for the round trip is average of 4 miles per hour and 2 miles per hour, which is 3? And the answer is no, because you spent more time going 2 miles an hour than you did going 4 miles per hour. So your average will be closer to the 2 than to, or closer to 2 than to 4. So it's less than 3. What is your average speed? And this is what some of you finally realized. Just figure out how far you went, so you get the total miles. So you went 2 miles and 2 miles. You went 4 miles. In how much time? 1.5 hours. So 4 divided by 1.5 hours is 2 2/3 miles per hour. 2.67 miles per hour. Okay, that's weighted average. You spent more time going the slow pace than you did the fast pace. Okay, 21. Actually, 20 is the next. 30 seconds to go from the first floor to the third floor. Now what's tricky here is the first floor is on the ground level. Here's first floor. You have to go up one flight of stairs to get to the second floor, and then another flight of stairs to get to the third floor. So you don't have to go 2 flights of stairs to get to the third floor. And that takes 30 seconds, so it takes 15 seconds on the first one and 15 seconds on the second one. Notice I'm drawing a picture, a diagram, to get a picture of what's going on. So how long will it take to go from the first floor to the 6th floor? Well, it's going to take 15 seconds to go from the first to the second, 15 seconds to go to the second to the third, and I've got to go from the first to the second to the third to the fourth to the fifth to the sixth. So I have to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flights of stairs, and 15 seconds each flight times 15 seconds per flight of stairs, F-L-I-G-H-T, flight of stairs. And then I've got to go up 1, 2, 3, 4 flights to get to the 6th stair, so 5 flights of stairs. So they cancel, and I get 5 times 15, which is 75 seconds. Not 6 times 15, but 5 times 15. And some people say, oh, going from the first to the third, that's 3 flights, and so that's 10 seconds a flight. Nope, that's not correct either. So a picture really helps you there. That's a problem-solving technique. Okay, you got 3 kinds of apples in a jar. How many apples do you have to draw to get 2 of the same kind? Well, let's say their apples are kind A, kind B, and kind C. So if I reach in and get A, then I reach in again, I could get B and not match, or I could get A and B match, so I'd be done with 1 draw. But if I draw B, I haven't got a match yet. So if I reach in again, I could get an A or B and have a match and be done, or I could get a C. But then, if I reach in and get another apple, it's got to be either an A or a B or a C, if there's more than one. And so I am going to have a match on the 4th apple. For sure, have a match. Match 2 of the same kind of apple after 4 are picked out of the bucket. So I have to pick 4 to be for sure. Brothers and sisters, I have none, but that man's father is my father's son. I like to think of this look at it as, let's say we're looking at somebody's family picture. Brothers and sisters, I have none. So this person, whoever it is, well, let's not even do that. That man's father. So let's put that man in there. That's the man. And his father, so let's put his father in there. Let's put a gray beard on him so it can be an old father. So we know that's the father. That man's father, so this is that man, not Batman, that man. That man's father here is my father's son. He's the son of this guy, and he's the son, that man's father is my father's son. Well, this father doesn't have 2 sons because brothers and sisters have I none. So that man is the person who's writing this. It's the one who's speaking, who's describing this situation. Okay, try to think through that one. I am the brother of a blind fiddler, but brothers have I none. Well, if there's a fiddler that's blind, playing the fiddle, and blind. Boy, I'm making a good fiddle here, aren't I? And the other arm is playing the frets. Okay, playing the neck. I am the brother of that blind fiddler. So here is I'm the brother of that person. Again, make a picture so you can see it. This is the brother of that person. But brothers have I none. That's not his brother, but he's the brother of that person. Then that person better be a girl. Okay? And so the sister is playing. Okay, this is a little different than the one I did in class. There's apples in this basket, oranges in this one, and oranges and apples in here. And you get to pick one fruit, and they're all labeled wrong. Well, if this one's all apples, then it would have to be, the label would have to be either oranges or oranges and apples. Now, if this one's labeled oranges, then the labels I have left are apples, which I could put on here or here, and apples and oranges, which I could put on here but not on there. So that means I have to put, if this one's oranges, I'd have to put the apples and oranges here and put the apples here to be labeled wrong. Okay? Now, if this one is labeled oranges and apples, then this one, what's left is either all apples or all oranges. Well, I can't put all oranges here, so it would have to go here. So all apples would be here. So if I went to the apple one and pulled out an apple, or pulled out an orange, I know that would be what's in the other ones. If I pulled out an apple in the apple one labeled apple, if I pulled out an apple, then I know this one would have to be apples and oranges, and that would mean these are how the other ones are labeled. Similarly, if I went to the oranges and pulled out an orange, then to be labeled wrong, it'd have to be an apple and an orange. And so then one of them would have to be apple, and it can't be there, so orange has to be there and apple has to be there. Or if I went to the orange one and pulled out an apple, I pulled out an apple, it's either got to be apples and oranges or just apples. I don't know which. So I don't know which case I get here for this, so I don't know what these would be. And I don't know which case I would get here. But if I go to the oranges and apples, I know that one's got to be either all apples or all oranges. So I would go to this one, and if I pulled out an apple, this is the label. If I pulled out an orange, this is the labeling. So if I'm going to pick just one fruit out of one of the things, I would go to this one, and I know it's either got all apples or all oranges. So it's, if I get an apple, then it's apple here, apples and oranges on that one, and oranges there. If I get an orange, then the apples have to be in the oranges, and the oranges and apples have to be in the apples. Get how it works? I hope. 27, a lot of you just read the back of the book and put down the answer because you couldn't figure out what was going on. And I misunderstood the problem when I first read it. It said one weighing, but we're weighing, not comparing weights. So we're going to actually weigh stuff. Now, the golf balls in here, and here, and here, and here, they don't have to have the same amount of golf balls. We're not weighing the whole barrel. We just got to figure out how to weigh it. Now, if I took 1 from here, 2 from here, 3 from here, 4 from here, 5 from here, 6 from here, 7 from here, 8 from here, 9 from here, 10 from here, okay, if they were all 1 ounce balls, then I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15 plus 6, 21, plus 7 is 28, plus 8 is 36, plus 9 is 45, plus 10 is 55. So they should weigh 55 ounces if each ball is 1 ounce. However, one of the barrels has 2 ounce balls in it. Therefore, if it was this one, I'd have 1 more ounce. So if I got a weight for all these balls to be 56, this would have to be the heavy one. If it was 57, I'd have to have 2 2-ounce balls, and so this one would be the heavy one. If I got 58, that would be the one. If I got 59, it would have to be 4 more. If I had 5 more, 60 ounces, this is the one. So I just have to keep track of which one I got them out of and how I pick each one. So I will never get 55 if one of them has 2 ounces, but I'd get 56 in this case, 57, 50, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, and 10 of them, each 1 ounce more, would be 65 ounces. So if I weigh my 55 balls I would get one of these numbers, and that would tell me which barrel they came from. Okay, final one. We got to take, the woman's trying to get across a stream, I believe that's what it was, in a canoe, and you got to take them to the other side. Cannot leave the goose and the mouse together, and cannot leave the wolf and the goose together. So, can leave a wolf and a mouse together. So, which is strange because wolves like mice to eat them anyway. But the woman would the woman would have to go with the goose and go to the other side and leave the goose. Then the woman would come back. And over here's the wolf and the mouse. Okay, so take the goose over. So there's the goose, mouse, goose, mouse, and wolf. So take the goose over, so it's only the wolf and mouse. Wolf and mouse, not wolf and mouse. Okay, comes back, so that's an empty trip other than the woman. Then, what are you going to take over? Can't leave either one of them with the goose, but it really doesn't matter. If I take the mouse over, then if I take the mouse over, this one I took the goose over. If I take the mouse over, then I would have a mouse and a goose. Can't do that, so we would take back the goose. So now the mouse is over here, and now the goose is over here with the wolf. But we can't leave the wolf with the goose, so we take the wolf over. And it can be left with the mouse. So then we take the wolf over, And so only thing left over here is the goose. And over here is the wolf and mouse, which get along. And then come back empty and pick up the goose and take the goose over. Goose, wolf, and mouse. So goose over, has to be the goose on the first one. Comes back, and then you can take either the mouse or the wolf, doesn't matter which, and then bring the goose back, and then take the other one over, come back, and get the goose. So 1 over, 1 back, 2 over, 2 back, 3 over, 3 back, and the last one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trips. What a pain. But that's the logic of that.